Attractive people are rated as more trustworthy, more intelligent, and more moral before they've said a single word. And this bias shows up in hiring decisions, salaries, even prison sentences. You'd like to think you're not one of the people doing this. You are, and your brain has a very old reason why.
The dark reason you trust attractive people more. In courtrooms across the country, two defendants can commit the exact same crime, present the exact same evidence, and walk away with completely different sentences. One factor, one that has nothing to do with guilt or innocence, keeps showing up in the data: how attractive the defendant looks. Juries don't know they're doing it. That's what makes it terrifying. Here's the part that should bother you. This isn't a courtroom quirk. It's not a strange exception. It's a documented pattern that shows up in hiring decisions, salary negotiations, teacher evaluations, even elections. People who are rated as more physically attractive are consistently judged as more trustworthy, more intelligent, more competent, and more moral before they've said a single word. So what's actually happening in your head when you meet someone new? Let's start with what we know for certain. In 1972, psychologists Karen Dion, Ellen Burscheid, and Elaine Wolster ran a study that named this effect. They showed people photos of strangers rated as attractive, average, or unattractive, and asked participants to guess personality traits. The attractive strangers were rated as kinder, more successful, more sociable, more intelligent. Same blank photo, same zero information about who these people actually were. The only thing that changed was the face. Researchers called it the halo effect. One positive trait, physical attractiveness, was quietly bleeding into judgments about traits that had nothing to do with it at all. This wasn't a one-time fluke in a psychology lab. It kept replicating, decade after decade, across different countries and different cultures. And here's where it stops being an abstract finding and starts being something that actually changes people's lives. Economists studying the labour market found that attractive employees earn measurably more over their careers than their less attractive colleagues, even when qualifications are identical on paper. This got a name too. Economists call it the beauty premium, and its ugly twin, the plainness penalty. Two identical resumes, two identical interviews, and the deciding factor quietly becomes a face. And it goes further than money. Studies on criminal sentencing have found that more attractive defendants tend to receive lighter sentences than less attractive defendants convicted of similar crimes. Teachers, in blind experiments using only photos, have rated more attractive students as more intelligent and more likely to succeed, before ever seeing a single piece of their actual schoolwork. Political scientists have found that in elections, voters judging candidates purely on photographs, with no information about policy at all, can predict real election outcomes at a rate far better than chance. A face, alone, is doing political work. None of the people running these biases think of themselves as shallow. That's the disturbing part. Judges believe they're being fair. Employers believe they're hiring on merit. Teachers believe they're grading objectively. The halo effect doesn't feel like bias from the inside. It feels like an accurate first impression, confident, instant, and completely convincing, even when it's wrong. So why would a brain built for survival care this much about a face? Here's the wild part. This isn't really about beauty at all. It's about an ancient shortcut for reading health and safety at a glance, repurposed by a modern brain that never got the update. For most of human history, symmetrical features, clear skin, and physical vigor were honest signals. They meant a body free of parasites, illness, or genetic problems. Useful information when choosing who to trust, who to cooperate with, and who to select as a mate. A face wasn't just a face. It was a fast, low-cost readout of biological fitness, and brains that read that signal quickly and acted on it had a survival edge over brains that hesitated to gather more evidence first. The problem is that this ancient shortcut never learned the difference between this person is biologically healthy and this person is honest, smart, or kind. It just fires the same trusting response for all of it, lumping unrelated traits together into one instant, confident judgment. Your brain isn't evaluating character. It's running a 300,000-year-old health scan and mistaking the result for a personality report.